What's going on, everybody? Now, in today's video, I want to be very blunt and honest about something that is not easy to speak about, let alone even think about. As we all know that the Lord is returning and the great harvest is about to take place, for those that are waiting and watching, for those that are very excited and anticipating for the Lord's return, the bride, we will be taken soon. But something the Lord has put on my spirit and that I have been realizing lately is there's going to be a lot of tribulation saints, right? A lot of Christians that believe that they're going to be taken in the rapture won't even be taken. I have seen this in dreams. Many other people have seen this in dreams, that when the rapture does take place, it's not going to be as many as you think. You're going to be surprised. You're going to look around and be like, wait, this is it? This is all that made it? But I'm going to tell you this right now. God has an amazing plan and he loves all of us equally. And, in order to execute his perfect plan, right? There is going to be Christians left here for the tribulation, y'all. Listen to me when I say this. Throughout this time that I have been watching, throughout this time that I have been noticing this process of God leading us and guiding us through the wilderness with the dates, right? The separation, the great separation of the wheat and the tares. Now I feel like he is exposing the depths of all the Christians, y'all. He is exposing the ones who genuinely love Jesus, who genuinely put nothing over him. Nothing. It's becoming very clear, the ones who are the bride. It's becoming very clear. And in case you don't notice, I'm not saying this as in just because we're watching, oh, we're just more holy, we just deserve it more, this and that. Well, if you read scripture, the Lord compares, he speaks in parables for a reason, right? And we understand that the bridegroom comes for his bride is part of a Jewish tradition. And when the bride goes home, if you look this up, do the research for yourself, she would look for the bridegroom for months. For months. She will keep her lamp going. She will be in her garment, her gown or whatever, and she will be prepared and on the lookout all the time. All the time. And with that being said, he makes it known very clear that his bride is going to be people that are looking and waiting and anticipating for his return. Of the Christians that won't be here are the ones that aren't fully focused on Jesus, that are either caught up in something else, caught up in, your job, caught up in just other desires, right? Caught up in your goals, caught up in all this stuff. You're thinking of things 10 months from now. You're thinking of things 3 years from now, not knowing that the signs of Jesus returning is rampifying. There are Christians, I kid you not, there are Christians who, if you bring up the rapture, they're not even trying to hear about that. There you go. That's one way to spot out a tribulation saint, y'all. That's one way to spot it out. And it becomes a tough pill to swallow once you realize that family members, that friends will be here for the tribulation. Once you realize certain people that you love so dearly are going to be here for the tribulation, I prayed about this, y'all. I prayed about this. I prayed to the Lord about this. I pray for people's eyes to wake up. I pray for people to become more alert. I pray for people's spirit to be more urgent for the Lord's return, because this day is creeping up. And the only ones that know that this day is creeping up is the ones watching. That's why God put so much emphasis on people watching for his return, for you to watch for his return. And listen to me when I say this. If you are watching for the Lord's return, it shows that you are putting nothing above him. It shows that there is nothing in your heart that is, overlapping Jesus, right? There's nothing in your heart, there's nothing in your mind that's overlapping Jesus, right? And sad to say that I've noticed a lot of Christians that have so many other things above Jesus. Their focus isn't mainly on Jesus. Their wants isn't mainly on Jesus. They aren't anticipating his return. You're going to get what you want. If you don't anticipate his return, that day is going to catch you off guard, for real, because you're not watching. Listen to me. Y'all see how the process went, brothers and sisters. Y'all see how this whole process went. Since September 23rd, since the start of the Exodus, you see how everything went. right? You see the ones who were just watching at that time because it trended, right? You see the ones who are watching because of the dates, right? Because of the dates, because everybody was speaking about it. And then they just fell asleep and they didn't wake back up. God warns you to not fall asleep and stay asleep, let alone to not wake up and watch at all. I have noticed that the separation, the wheat and the tares has happened. That has taken place. And now the preparation of the tribulation saints is at hand, y'all. That is taking place as well. And the discernment, I can discern through this. I can tell we are in those times where I'm noticing tribulation saints as I'm speaking to them. And I'm preaching that he's coming soon and that you need to stay on watch for him. And they're like, yeah, but it could be 5 years, man. It could be 5 years from now. Who knows? Or maybe 6 years from now, 10 years. I'm thinking like, do you not see what's going on? I would bring it up. And they're like, yeah, things are getting crazy, but still a lot has to happen. I'm like, what else has to happen? You can tell who is the bride. You can tell the ones waiting and watching for Jesus. And you can tell the people who sadly have other desires other than Jesus, who put things above Jesus, and they don't even really realize they're doing that. And I want to read something that really hit my spirit the other day that reminded me about this. Now, this is a parable about the sower. And I'm going to start off on verse 15, chapter 4 in Mark. And these are the ones along the path where the word is sown. When they hear, Satan immediately comes and takes away the word that is sown in them. And these are the ones sown on rocky ground, the ones who, when they hear the word, immediately receive it with joy. And they have no root in themselves, but endure for a while. Then when tribulation and persecution arises on account of the word, immediately they fall away. And others are the ones sown among thorns. They are those who hear the word, but the cares of the world and the deceitfulness of riches and the desires of other things enter in and choke the word, and it proves unfruitful. But those that were sown on the good soil are the ones who hear the word and accept it and bear fruit 30-fold and 60-fold and 100-fold. I'll tell you this right now. The bride's focus is solely on Jesus. Our focus, brothers and sisters, bride of Christ, I'm speaking to you. We know our focus is solely on Jesus. Every single time we get a crumb, we get a nugget of some information pointing to his return, it excites us. We share it to the others. We let people know, look, this is happening right now. We're getting closer, y'all. Prepare to go. We get this excitement. We get this burst of joy every single time some news pops off showing that he's about to return. Letting us know we're getting closer to that moment. It's exciting. Being on watch, this is exciting. Yes, it's long. Yes, it could be tiring. But there's nothing more important than the return of Jesus Christ. Now, for Christians that sadly put things over Jesus, sadly their focus isn't solely on Jesus, sadly aren't watching, I believe will be left here for the tribulation. Pray for your loved ones to have this urgency in their spirit, y'all, because it's a tough pill to swallow to realize that there is loved ones. You will have friends and family here for the tribulation that claim they love Jesus. God bless.